What's up, what's up? Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today. Today we did a back workout and this was predominantly for the V-taper, so working the part of the lats which inserts into your armpit and then attaches around at the back. So when you're working on the V-taper, you really want to focus on the upper portion of the lats. So you'll see me go more into depth as this workout progresses. Started off with some weighted chin-ups. Chin-ups are different to pull-ups. Pull-ups is a pronated grip, which means your palms are facing forwards, whereas chin-ups are obviously like pulling your chin over the bar. That's why it's called a chin-up. So you use more bicep during the chin-up movement, which allows you to do a little bit more weight. So I wouldn't be able to do 10 kilograms around my waist for reps with a normal pull-up position, but with a chin-up it allows me to get a few more reps out. So this exercise was one of the best for building some thick lats at the top of the movement, but I've really got to emphasize the stretch at the bottom is one of the most important things. Don't cut yourself short and just come down halfway and then pop back up, because that stretch, like you can see right here, I'm jumping up to the top, I hit failure and I'm just getting that real stretch at the top of the movement. So that negative portion, I always tell you, is the most important part of the rep, because that's when you're getting a lot of the muscle tears from the elongation of a muscle in a flex state. The next exercise you can see here is a rope pullover, and it's another great exercise for building that V-taper.
Second exercise of the lat taper workout. Like you see, you're trying to get this V from the top, and like you can see the lat muscle, it connects in here. This is the bit that we're building, so you want to make sure you're getting a full stretch right at the top of the movement and then pulling through this. This is where you want to feel the contraction, is right here. If you want the V-taper, that's the most important part of the back to build, is your lats where they connect up here. I'll show you the proper form for a pull-up as well. The chins that we did were more predominant for this part of the muscle. It's not for like the thickness of like the middle back and where the lats connect to the bottom of the back. So this second exercise is going to work this lower bit as well, and the next exercise will move slowly further down so you get that V-taper right from the top right down into the bottom.
So I just mentioned about doing the chin-ups in a slightly different form. If you watch when I did them, I was kind of coming a little bit away from the bar, whereas if you want to do a proper chin-up, you would be squeezing your lats where they connect in the back and squeezing the muscles in the upper back as well. I'm going to release a video called The Perfect Pull-Up coming this week, so stay tuned for that as well.
So it might look like I'm using a lot of momentum on this exercise, but I'm just making sure that I control the weight slowly back on the way up and pulling it down as hard as you can. Like if you go to like a fairground or something like that, they've got that machine where you can use a sledgehammer to hit the thing as hard as you can and then it hits the bell at the top. This is the kind of thing that you want to be doing with this movement. You want to come down as hard as you can, contracting the lats under here, control it on the way back up, and then bring it down as hard as you can again.
So really stressing that stretch at the top of the movement. You can see my arms are way at the top, so I'm getting a full stretch in my lats and then just pulling down as hard as I can. I use that example of hitting the thing at the fairground with a sledgehammer, and that's the best way to explain it. You just want to come down. You can see I'm getting really aggressive with this exercise. This is an exercise that I feel, you know, you can go really, really hard on, get an excellent stretch and contraction in your lats, and use a little bit of momentum to push past failure as well. Moving on to pull downs. So I used a close grip because that stretch right at the top of the movement, like I've just done with the rope pullovers as well, really, really hammers that part of the lats. So this is also a great exercise to start with. If you can't quite do a chin-up yet, or you can't do many weighted chin-ups, then this is definitely the best one to start with, because it's going to teach you good form. You can use the pin drop weights to help you push past failure as well. You can get somebody to even spot you by helping push the bar down. And this is actually the one that I did for about 2 years. So you can see I'm pulling the bar down in front of my body, whereas if you go to my other back workout, which I will link for you here, I'm getting a contraction, like my chest is up, and I'm bringing the contraction and squeezing my lats at the back, which is engaging the upper middle of my back as well. Whereas this is completely focused on the V-taper.
So here's something I want to go over because I think pull-ups are done wrong a lot of the time. I did them wrong for about 2 years, like when I first started training. I always thought when I was training back that this was like the most important, like as long as this was burning I felt like I was working my back, which isn't true. So this workout being like the V-taper predominant workout, the form that I'm going to show you now is what I did for like 2 years, and that worked well for building under here, but not like the thickness of my back as well. So I'm going to show you 2 variations of the pull-up form, and you can choose whichever one it is that's going to work best for your back workout, whichever one you're trying to target more, whether it's the thickness of the back or the width of the back. So these are the 2 variations.
So this is variation 1, which I did for a couple of years when I started training. As you can see, there's a lot of activation in my forearms to pull my body up, and yes, I'm getting a good stretch at the bottom of the movement, which is really important, especially for building the V-taper, but I'm not engaging any muscles at the back. So this is variation number 2. You can see my arm stays a lot straighter than I was with the first position, and this is allowing me to contract my muscles in the upper back and my lats where they connect at the lower back as well. So another video is coming to explain that.
So for most of the workout so far we've built this bit of the lat here, but now what we're going to focus on is when it carries down into this part, just to carry on that V-taper right down into the waist as well. So the lat muscle here comes all the way down, and we're going to be building under here by doing a low single arm row. So you can do this with cables, you can do this with free weight. I prefer this one just because I don't have to stand there in like a football stance, stabilizing myself. I can really focus on the lat contraction by doing this. So make sure to set the seat up really high, and you want to be pulling through your elbow, and what you kind of want to imagine is like you're almost trying to elbow yourself in the spine. Like, completely forget about your hands. You shouldn't be getting like a pump in your arms that much. It is secondary, but you shouldn't be focusing on your arms at all. Just imagine these are like hooks, and you're just going to be rowing, pulling through the elbow to contract this part of the lat down here. So elbowing into like towards your back. If I'm facing dead on here, I'm going to come back at an angle and really get that contraction down there. This is how it looks. Whichever arm or whichever side you're working, so I'm going to work the right hand side to start. I'm going to twist my body slightly to the right, just so when it's coming in, I'm getting that elbow coming in towards my spine.
One thing that I didn't mention is at the very end of the movement, when you're stretching almost where the weight's back to where it started, you get a good stretch in your lower traps as well, so you can engage the middle back whilst doing this exercise also. You see here, I'm actually poking the lat tie-in so I can make sure I'm working that muscle and keeping that mind-muscle connection. I never thought I'd be on the internet encouraging people to touch themselves, but if you're able to like poke the muscle, if it's not working, then just get like a training partner or just like poke yourself into the muscle so you can get that neurological connection with the muscle and feel it working. So practice makes perfect, especially with back. It's a very difficult one to train because you can't really see it working, but keep at it and you'll get some really good lats.
Go ahead, 10 reps as well. Just got finished with the V-taper workout, got a really good pump in my lats. Honestly, if you do those 4 or 5 exercises that I showed you, then tomorrow or the day after, if you go to a door frame like this and then just like stretch your lats, you're just going to feel like a huge pain coming all the way down. So if you've done it right, then you should be feeling that, and then you know you're on your way to getting some good V-taper shaped lats. So I've got 15 minutes left, going to just use all the time I've got in the gym, going to triple superset abs. These are the exercises, let's get it.
So just to finish off this workout, we had 15 minutes, so I just did a triple superset. One of the exercises didn't actually record, the camera glitched out, so you can see the rope on the left. I just did some rope crunches, and that was the second part of the 3 exercises shown. So I just did some weighted knee raises to hit the lower abs to start. As you can see, my legs are coming high and I'm trying to tuck my tailbone underneath, which is when you really engage the lower abs. If you're just bringing up your knees up and down, then you're just going to be working the hip flexors. But I'll go into all this in depth on the next video blog which I'm going to put out, which is going to be all about abdominals. So stay tuned for that episode, it is coming very shortly. The third exercise of the 3 is just a lying windshield wiper. If you are a beginner, then this is a very good one to start working out the obliques. Or if you're advanced, then you can do this hanging from a bar as well. This is an excellent exercise. The first time I did this, I was doing about 20 reps each side and my obliques were killing for days. Use it quite sparingly because I started feeling some pain in my spine just from a bit of overextension. Just use it carefully. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching it today and for supporting the channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, as that really helps the channel to grow. I'll see you on the next episode. Plenty more content to come.